Hi everyone, welcome back to another installment of Chef at Home. I'm Chef Scott Vandenbroecke with US Compass Group. I currently work at Golden Hills Cafe with Allianz. And today we're going to be doing a New York strip steak on the grill, served with grilled onions. And that's going to be served with some simply grilled asparagus and a chimichurri sauce, which is a staple Argentinian condiment for grilled meats. So please enjoy, and we look forward to showing you these little tricks. Trey, thanks. So I wanted to just mention a couple options that everyone has at home. Obviously, not all of us are going to have grills, so the other option to get that kind of sear that you're looking for would be using a cast iron. Now the benefits of cast iron is they maintain their heat, and there's even heat distribution. So that's something that is important, especially in searing meats. A couple other mentions are not overcrowding the pan, so making sure you have a large enough pan for the size of meat that you're cooking, or else it just sort of turns into steaming. A couple other options. The other mention I wanted to say was a food saver. Now food savers are something I go to on almost a daily basis when I get back from the grocery store. I like to buy meats in bulk because you can obviously save money by buying a full loin cut or some other primal cuts, or sub-primal cuts, and then you can basically cut them down yourself and then cryo back them, label them, freeze them, if you have the space and capacity to do that. So thank you, and we'll be back again. Hello, we're going to demo how to cut an onion for grilling. So what we have is our chef's knife, our onion, our cutting board. Hello, is it me you're cooking for? Lionel Richie. So, and the one thing is with a cutting board, I like to mention is making sure you have either a wet paper towel or a wet towel underneath to fasten that cutting board to the table, because I see a lot of people sometimes start fading away and their cutting board sliding all over the place, which is not safe. So keep that in mind. So I'm just going to take the ends of the onion off. And as you see, I'm just really skimming that end. Try not to waste too much. It's just important. Try not to waste food, and it'll give you a nicer ability to hold that onion together, having a little bit of that core. All right, I'm just going to score the outside of that onion with the knife, being mindful. And if you're not comfortable with that, you can always hold it on the table away from you and score that onion. All right, so I'm just going to peel that outside layer and make sure to leave that all intact so it stays together as much as possible on that grill. And then I'm going to simply just take it and slice nice round pieces in order for that. And once you get to that end, you can just take it on your cutting board. And then what you'll have is just some nice circular cuts to place on the grill later in the demo. All right, so seasoning steak. Basically what you're gonna do is season the steak. So I don't get too intricate with this. Usually I'll just do salt and pepper and just keep it very basic and straightforward. Then you can add your condiments to the end. I do really like Montreal steak seasoning, and then there's a lot of great steak seasonings on the market. So I simply, I like to marinate my steaks a little bit, or just sort of dry rub them, probably 20-30 minutes prior to cooking them. I know there's a lot of controversy seasoning steaks after, before. I season my steaks before. I make sure that salt penetrates inside the meat. It takes about 15 minutes for salt to move about an inch into a protein. So that's why I really do this. I like to go liberally seasoned on each side. All right, and you're gonna basically compact that seasoning into the steak. All right, and flip it and do the same thing on this side. And the one mention I really try to tell people is to use a small amount of oil, and that could be with anything, chicken, whatever you're doing. Because basically what you're trying to do is caramelize this protein, and this is really going to promote that by having just a little bit of oil on that meat. And what that's going to help do is it's a thing called Maillard reaction, where you're basically caramelizing that protein, a little different than sugar caramelization. And that's going to really help when that hits the grill, allow that meat to achieve that nice grill mark and that caramelization. So that is that. Look forward to seeing you here at the grill. Hi, so welcome back. We're outdoors now. I have my grill all set up, super hot coals, ready to put a steak on. We have our lovely ingredients here. We got some local bratwurst, the New York strips, the seasoned asparagus with a little bit of oil, and same with those onions. Obviously, we're not going to do this all at once. I'm going to start with the steaks and brats and go in a little bit of a sequence to make sure everything gets done at the same time. But generally what I'll do is put the steaks on, get a good sear, and then put everything else around it, and then just continue on with that. A couple key points are, I really like a good quality pair of tongs. I know a lot of grill companies sell these weird long things. A stocky, really well-built pair of tongs is always essential. Thermometer, steak. A medium rare steak should be cooked to about 125 degrees. It carries over, so you gotta really keep an eye on that. And I really think a thermometer is the best to gauge that, and especially overcooking things like chicken and stuff like that. Steak, medium rare, I'd say is like 125, 130. If you want to go really rare, you can go below that, and then going above in increments, I'd say 140 to 145. You'll start getting into medium well, and then above that, you're going to mid well. So those are the temperatures. Obviously, chicken, any poultry is going to be 165. Any kind of ground meats, beef is 155 to 160, and then you're going to want to really sort of watch out for those temps to make sure you're not overcooking things as well as undercooking things. So other than that, we'll throw in the steaks here, and that will conclude our video. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.